Hello, I'm Dr. Prabjot Kaur and I'm going to tell you about C language arrays. So now what are these arrays? An array is basically a collection of elements of same type that are referenced by a common name. See, in C language we have various standard data types like we have integer, we have float and character. But we can say this array is a user-defined data type. It is different from these standard data types. All the elements of an array occupy a set of contiguous memory locations. Now, if we have a new set of data type, that is a derived data type, then what is the use of this arrays? Why is the requirement of these arrays? Why we need these arrays actually? So let's talk about one situation in which we have to list the marks of 1,000 students and the data type for the marks will be of integer type. So in C programming, when you have to declare the variables, so in this situation we have to declare a number of variables like this. See, it is just a cumbersome to declare 1,000 number of variables and to do programming using simple integer variables. And the alternate to this is, that is arrays. Now, arrays are defined as you can store collection of values in the memory with the help of an array. So, we are talking about now the one-dimensional array. Here the dimension refers to the size of the array and we can declare these arrays with the array element data type, the name of the array, then size of the array. Here size specify how many number of contiguous locations you want to store in the memory. So as an example, this is an example in this statement, in the C statement, we are declaring an array. The name of the array is student marks and 1,000 as the number of locations that we want to reserve. So graphically, if we want to see, so this picture is telling us about the memory management of an array inside the storage. So, in case of array, it will store the contiguous locations and we can refer these locations from 0 to 999. So, these are called the indexes of an array, which the first location can be referred by 0 in case of an array. So, it is called an index or a subscript which starts from 0 instead of 1, and these are the values that you can store within an array. And here the storage type is integers, that's why you can only store integer values within this array. We can also initialize the values in an array like we can initialize a simple variable. So the format is data type, you have to specify a data type, then array name, size, then a list of values. For example, in the first example here we are initializing an integer array with the value 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. In second we are declaring it with the float values, and in the third example we are declaring it with the character values. So to separate a character from a string, we will enclose a character with the single quotes, and at the end you have to specify a null variable. You have to have reserved one space in case of a character array for the null element. So arrays allows programmers to group related items of the same data type in one variable. Now, how we are going to access this array through the C programming? So we are taking an example, and here in this case, the example is sum of arrays element. So in this example, what we are doing is we are just entering a data into an array, and then we are adding, in this particular part, we are adding the number of values in an array. So to start with, In the first statement, we have declared an array of 10 elements. A is the name of the array, and we have taken one variable and it's initialized it to 0. So in this particular first loop, we are entering the values into the array with the for loop. So we are scanning values, and this is the ampersand operator. That means we are storing the array values into the particular locations, contiguous locations. Then in the statement, we are adding the value of an array, and after the loop, here we are printing the sum of variables. This is the output that you can observe in the C prompt. Next example is searching a smaller value out of all the values that are entered into an array. So this is an algorithm. So finding in smallest element in the array named, so f smallest here is the name of the array, right? So we are assigning the first value of an array to a variable with the name n small. Then we are comparing the n small value with the other values of an array through a loop, and if that value which is stored in the n small variable is greater than the next array value, then we are assigning that array value to the small. So after the end of the loop, the smallest value will be assigned into the n small variable. And the program is, so in this particular loop, what we are doing is we are entering the values into the array with the name f smallest. Here we are assigning the first value to the n small variable, and through this loop we are comparing other elements of an array with the n small value, and in case n small value is greater than the array value, then we are assigning that value to n small. So at the end of this loop, you will get the smallest value in the variable n small. So this is about the arrays in C programming, that is about one-dimensional array. So in the next video, we will see how we will deal with the two-dimensional arrays in case of C programming.